Man, oh man, wow, we're on live and something very strange is going on, but I'm glad to be with you. This is Blake Cousins, Third Phase Moon, and wow, I don't know, maybe it's about this video that we've just shared to you on Third Phase of Moon, and it's about a mysterious object, or I would say objects, spotted over New Mexico by a pilot named Bruce. He calls himself basically the chopper guy, and the chopper guy is a newsman that, flies up in his helicopter and captures the news up there in the sky in his helicopter, and he's got his friend along co-piloting with him. Well, basically his co-pilot photographer. His name is Jerry Ferguson, and Jerry Ferguson is the man that captured this, and they're capturing this with state-of-the-art equipment. It's so steady. This is steady cam equipment beyond it's over $1 million, I would think, for this kind of shot. So we're getting beautiful shots of what looks to be something very strange in the skies. And let me tell you, people are really concerned about if this is a missile kind of test, which was reported to be over there at White Sands, then what is going on with all the aircraft in the skies? All these other aircraft. You would think that you would have had somebody give warning to all these pilots that you better watch out. There's something going on. And then all of a sudden they got to watch out for this weird bright formation, this cloud or portal, as some people are saying, some kind of time rip, interdimensional portal opening up. Well, we're playing you the raw video right now. This is the entire raw video. There were some cuts that when we first got it, we had to get it up as soon as possible, but we're just showing it to you right now, the whole entire cut. And I want to get people's opinions on this. I want to get people's opinions on what happened over New Mexico. I know there's a lot of people waiting, and they wanted to get in on the show tonight, but we're going to get them on. We're going to get them on, and I apologize for some of the technical difficulties. I don't know. It's this video. This video is hot right now. I think it garnished over 50,000 views just yesterday when we posted it up on Third Phase Moon and broke the news. So we're supplying the original link, from the chopper guy, and I want to get your guys' opinions of what really happened. It just really is very bizarre video, and you have this smokestack, incredible smokestack video of this. Again, there's no source to where this smokestack, if it is residue off of missile launch, you would think it would have come off the ground, not somewhere just in the middle of the sky. But, I'm not a rocket scientist or, a missile expert, but all I know, there's something very bizarre going on. Something very bizarre. Okay, we are live on Third Phase of Moon, and we're going to be taking your calls. So let's just get to it. The number 347-934-0378, and we're going to go to, it looks like Portland, Oregon. I hope we got a good connection and we're live. You there?
Hello, sir. Blake?
Yeah. Hey. Yep. You're live. Third Phase Moon. How you doing tonight?
Very good, sir. We're out of Portland, Oregon. And
Absolutely.
My girlfriend and I, we listen to you every week. We love you, Blake. You are putting the word out there. We love you, Third Phase Moon.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Before we get to maybe your sighting, did you get to see the video I'm referring to tonight?
Absolutely. I did see that video. It was very strange, for sure. There was a lot of amazing guys out here in Portland, and it doesn't surprise me to see a video like that. One of my good friends, he works at PDX out here, and he tells me some crazy stuff. Now, the guys from New Mexico that caught this, do you recall how long it was, that whole from start to finish?
Well, I think the video that we have lasts, approximately 2 to 2.5 minutes, but there's two different angles of the event. And I reached out to the chopper guy, and Bruce got back to me, and he was so gracious enough to let us share his video, which is amazing that we were able to even share this video from permission granted so quickly in this breaking news. This happened just, I think, less than 48 hours ago.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty new. This actually shocks me in a sense because I've seen some pretty hardcore stuff, not only on the internet, on YouTube, your show, but this was interesting because it stayed fixed in the sky for so long. The sky itself had this whole haze, it felt like, and the pilots caught really good footage. I mean, this is probably some of the best footage I've seen to date. Everybody knows that UFO activity has been increasing. There has been a lot of stuff over the Mexico skies. I'm Native American. My tribe is Shoshone, and I've been in the Southwest in Arizona, New Mexico, Las Vegas, Reno, Nevada, and there has always been a lot of weird activity. But this right here, Blake, what you have found, or what was sent to you, this is pretty crazy, man. I'm watching it right now. I actually pulled it up on the computer.
Yeah, isn't it strange? Isn't it very strange that there's like this? There's so much activity around it as well. Like these major airliners leaving some kind of trail, a chemtrail, a contrail. I'm not exactly sure, but then some people are saying they see something actually come out of the bright, whatever it is. It's just kind of hovering there, very stationary.
What confuses me is, okay, the time span, okay, so then it cuts to the video of it trailing down. I've seen some videos that show, like, these weird anomalies that, like, turn into, like, this type of, like a type of gas, and the gas will stay there. The weird stuff over CERN, all the weird anomalies that have been over Russia, all the videos that have come out, and I swear these are the weirdest kind of videos, because it's almost like it's some sort of it's not like a gas, it's almost like it's something like tangible. Like if you're close to it, you could actually see it right in front of you, but for it to be glowing like that, it's glowing like the sun. And that to me is just really weird. It's like a dimensional portal that's opening up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's we're not the only ones that are saying this too. When I say interdimensional portal, this is coming from the people that I read the comments right after we post this up. I have my speculations of what this is. And when I look at this, it's so weird indeed that if this was just a simple smoke cloud, it would have dissipated. But this thing is so, like, again, it just kind of holds its consistency, and it then. You hear in the pilot's voice, he doesn't even he acknowledges he's not aware of anything. It confuses Blake, the pilot go ahead.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned those three airlines that look like they're kind of either descending or ascending up towards that bright light. Have you ever seen anything like that before, or what are your thoughts on those three airliners that have those little trailers behind you?
Well, it possibly could be reconnaissance, kind of like a mission to recover whatever, if it is a missile and they're wanting to pick up the residue, but then you'd be sending out helicopters. You know what? I really haven't seen anything like where you see major airliners around in such close proximity to a missile launch. I've never seen anything like it.
We're watching the video right now, and it is weird, man. This is crazy. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the world. And Blake, if you ever make your way to Portland, Oregon, there's a lot of spots out here that I would love for you guys to check out with like a film crew or something. There's some national forests out here that have been shut down. There's weird stuff going on everywhere from here to New Mexico to everywhere. And I mean, you're putting the word out there, man. Like you're really you and your brother and all your family, everybody, your production, you guys are really doing a lot. You're putting some stuff out there that everyone needs to see. And just in my opinion, there's still a lot of people that don't see or are in the grind so much. There's a fast-paced city out here. It's gotten a lot faster since the 90s. And, a lot of people are still pretty closed off and blind to like what's going on in the sky. Not enough people are looking up.
Or even have an open mind to think of the possibility. All right, well, I'm sure there's some people that want to chime in on what their thoughts were on this thing over New Mexico or these things, whatever it was. It is something major. But, yeah, I know you got something you've seen something. I want to hear it. So, yeah, go ahead. You've got the floor.
Yeah, thank you so much, Blake. I have seen a lot, and actually my girlfriend and I saw a UFO out here on the 4th of July. And I know it sounds crazy to say that the 4th of July, you saw, fireworks, you saw a drone. But no, we're at the Willamette River, right on the southeast side of the river where they throw fireworks in Portland. And my girlfriend and I had this all on camera. We're looking up, and I've got ADHD, so obviously, I'm looking at everything aside from the fireworks, and I caught out of the corner of my eye what looked to be a type of green, like a really neon green, fast-paced, what looked to be like a orb, but it was blinking in and out, but not in a regular, not a timed blink, like 1 2 1 2 or 1 2 3 1 2 3. It was random. And so I looked and I said, okay, that's weird. And I've seen UFOs before, and I kind of know what I'm looking for when I see them. And when I saw this, I said, okay, I'm going to keep my focus on this. And I put my phone up to it just to see if and I couldn't believe it. But what I had seen was amazing, because it literally, it blinked in again to green, and then it flashed this type of fire ring around it, and then blinked out to where you couldn't see it. But then it traveled from the southwest part of the city all the way to the northwest, and then hooked around the whole sky and came towards us. And I caught it on film, but what's strange is that what I did catch on film, I had to freeze frame the actual picture, take it out to I have an electronic, it's like a really homegrown electronic shop out off of Belmont, and they were able to still the actual photos of what I had caught. And I know it wasn't a drone. I know it wasn't a commercial drone that people can purchase, because you could purchase some pretty high-end drones that they go really high up in the sky, but this was not one of those, because there is no drone that I know of that can travel from one end of the sky all the way to, going from southeast, people in Portland and Oregon will know this, a drone that can travel from the southeast part of the Willamette River all the way to the northeast part as if they're in Vancouver. There's no possible drone that can do that. And so we caught this on film, and we've got the stills. And not only that, there's a lot of, and I don't want to talk too much about this, but there's a lot of Masonic chapters out here. There's a lot of witchcraft that goes on out here. There are national forests that have been shut down out here because of certain what I would call government activity. There was a pretty gnarly fire that was out here that everybody actually made national news. And I was hearing from friends, because I got a lot of friends on the mountain, and they were telling me that they had seen some pretty gnarly stuff, not only in the sky, but, from the military. And, the National Forest, they're conducting experiments or something out there. And not only that, not to get too far off the subject, but they're also building what I would call, I don't want to call them FEMA camps or whatever people call them, but they're building stuff in our cities and they're putting a lot of money into this, that are literally jointed facilities on high ground, and then they're empty. And you look up the companies on, who are these companies, and it's just vacant space, all open for lease, with a crazy number on how much to rent out this space. And it's just a lot of weird stuff's going on, Blake. A lot of weird stuff's going on out here, and
Absolutely. And the National Forest too, like we're mentioning, there is a strange activity. People spotting all kinds of UFOs within national parks and forests all around our beautiful country. But what a perfect place to experiment and do these experiments in such rural areas where most people don't get to venture. And there is there is a off limits at certain times, and people aren't allowed on certain lands, and yeah, absolutely, we're a lot of restriction of information out there. And what's really amazing too is how you explained whatever this object was, that it moved from one end to the other. And this thing, we're going to have to take a quick break, but can I get a quick estimation on how fast do you think this thing was traveling? And you got to send these photos to my Facebook, okay? I want to take a look at those.
Absolutely, Blake. Absolutely. I'm off the grid. I don't have a Facebook, but my girlfriend does, so I will make sure that you get those photos sent to you. I would say that this object was going faster than any kind of commercial airliner, even fighter jets. Like I said, one of my good friends works at PDX Airport, and we come in, we go and see the fighter jets come in and stuff, and they got some pretty fast, subsonic aircraft that can't even match the speed of the object that we saw. Thank you so much, Blake, for the time. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. And you have your eyes on the skies and have those. That camera, it sounds like you're already set, but no, I got a feeling there's going to be more sightings in your area. And how fast do these jets go? They're up to quite a bit amount of speed nowadays, but it doesn't sound like any jet fighter or any kind of drone that this caller's trying to explain what he captured on his photos. I'm looking forward to checking them out on our Facebook. So, wow, great first caller, and we're gonna get to some more callers. I want to get people's opinions what's going on over New Mexico. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Third Phase of Moon live. Do yourself a favor and check out Paul Barrett's The Strangest Things, the music of Third Phase of Moons. It's available on iTunes, and the link is below. Do yourself that incredible favor and share it with your friends, too, because if they haven't heard Paul Barrett, they should. It's been heard over 100 million, I think maybe almost a quarter of a billion times. Wow. Those are huge listeners. It helps some disclosure when you purchase the Paul Barrett soundtracks on iTunes, and really, it's our only source of really funding. We don't ask for much over here at Third Phase Moon. We just want you to call in and you to share your incredible experiences along with your evidence, and that's what we do right here at Third Phase Moon. So let's bring in more callers. We see, let's see. We're going to go to area code. Let's try area code 302. And you're on live. Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in. 302 just dropped out, or maybe they got a little shy. They're pressing number 1. That means they want to talk. And when you press number 1, that means you want to share something. So let's try to go to, I guess, 602's up on the list, and you're live. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. You're coming in a little muffled. Could you fix that up a little bit?
Does it sound any better now?
Yeah, much better. Hey, thanks for calling in. We're did you get to see the
out
video
here
we just go ahead.
Yeah, I did. I saw it actually earlier today. It was kind of crazy. I actually had a crazy quick UFO story.
A UFO story, and thanks for calling in. But before we get to that, quickly, can you tell me what you think happened over? Do you think it's a bizarre video? What happened in New Mexico? Was your first impressions?
It didn't make any sense to me. At first, I thought it was maybe the sun being blocked out by some clouds, and then it turned into a triangle, and then out of nowhere, that other part came, and there was just no beginning or end to if it was a missile test and they were closing down the highways. I mean, where was the beginning and end to that missile? You know, it didn't make any sense to me at all. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but I mean, nothing made sense with that. Even saying it was a flying saucer or a UFO or something, that didn't even make sense. You know, I've just never seen nothing like that, especially the second video clip with the tail end. It was bizarre.
Absolutely. That's what we get a lot of videos into third phase moon. I gotta say, I'm still trying to put my thumb on exactly what was captured by the pilot Bruce, or Bruce was the pilot, and then we have Mr. Ferguson that captured this. So quite amazing. Thanks for calling in. So you saw something strange in the sky as well?
Well, I mean, ever since I was young, I've seen some stuff, but this one just really didn't make sense to me. I was actually at my mother's house. She was feeling ill, so I had just randomly woke up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I had this weird feeling to look out my window. Well, my window, there's a big tree out front. I didn't really see anything, and I don't know why I got that feeling, but I was almost going to brush it off, and then I heard my mom moving in her room, which I thought was weird because she wasn't feeling well. And then it was so early in the morning. So I opened her door to check on her, and she was staring at her window, looking outside. And I was like, whoa. And so I walked up to her, and I was like, what are you looking at? And she was like, come look at this. So we see these three lights in the sky, which they were making a triangle position, but I thought it was three individual lights, and they looked odd. So we were staring at them, and the sun was just starting to come up from the east, and I was trying to figure out what it was, and I was like, okay, it's definitely weird. It's a perfect triangle. You know, they're not moving. They're real bright. They looked odd, and then to the left from the window, we see a passenger airline start flying in. Didn't think much of it, and I made this joke to my mom. I was like, oh, it's going to go right in between the three lights. And she was like, yeah, it looks like it. Well, get this. The plane flies to the three lights, which I thought were individual, and the plane disappeared behind the lights for about 2 seconds and then popped up on the other side. And me and my mom just looked at each other like, what the heck is going on? And it didn't make any sense because we could see through the three lights to the horizon. We could see through it. We could see the sky. So when the airplane flew behind it and completely disappeared and came out the other side, it just blew us away. And then the weirdest part about it was I told my mom, I was like, you know what's so crazy, Mom, is that I woke up. I had this bizarre feeling to look out my window. And I was like, and I didn't see anything. And I was just going to lay back down and go to sleep. And then I heard you, and I was like, why were you looking out your window? And she's like, I had the same feeling. I woke up out of nowhere, and I just got up, and I cracked my blinds, and I saw it, so I opened the window wider, and then all of a sudden I see these lights, and then you walk in. And I was like, what? Like, it was just crazy. Am I still there? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away because there seems like something weird in time, a glitch or something. That's insane. Go on. What does it feel like now? Can you still wrap your mind about what happened?
Honestly, what I had the feeling is that the three lights were one object, but it was somehow camouflaged. We could see through it, and we didn't think anything of it until we saw the airplane pass, and then all of a sudden the airplane is blocked. It wasn't like there was a time glitch. It was like the triangle was so big and the airplane flew behind it, and all of a sudden we couldn't see the airplane, and then it came out the other end. And it was just super confusing because you could see through the triangle, but then the plane disappeared behind it and then appeared on the other end. And then the part with me and her waking up and feeling that looked out the window was just really bizarre also.
Yeah, what we've got here, it sounds like, is some kind of cloaked TR-3B, something that's kind of blending with the sky and then basically hit. Pardon me?
Did you say TR-3B?
Yeah, like a large triangle that has mastered the cloak technology, possibly.
Like a hologram or something? I never heard of that.
Well, I haven't heard of it either, but that's what is kind of coming to my mind because you said you're able to see that as a triangular-shaped craft. We get a lot of black triangle craft being spotted all over the place and incredible videos. Huge black triangular craft. They don't make any noises. They just kind of, they hover, but they can move very fast, and you don't hear a single thing. And they're triangular shaped, but now this thing is kind of maybe blending with the sky. I don't know. That's what's coming to my mind there. What's your thoughts?
Like I said afterwards, I thought it was weird that it gave us the impression that it was three separate lights in the sky because, like I said, we could see the horizon coming up from behind it. And then when the airplane flew and then just flew behind it, like that was the instant feeling we both got is it flew behind it because it came out the other end. And I was just blown away. I didn't have anything to say, and I just looked at my mom like, what the heck did we just look at? Still just trying to wrap our heads around it. It was just that we could see through it, but then the plane disappeared behind it and came out the other end.
Yeah, I could actually wrap my mind about how you're explaining this, even though not everybody, is able to capture these incredible events that people witness with one's eye, and it's really cool that your mom was there as well. That
I wanted to get your opinion on how weird it was that I woke up with that feeling and I didn't see anything, and then I happened to hear her and she woke up with the same feeling to look out her window. I mean, have you ever heard of something like that happening?
Well, there is a multiple consciousness of people being able to, relate with the same, experience when there is a close proximity to a sighting like this. So, yeah, I've heard it does sound familiar, and definitely family members experience these things together in their own way because it is kind of in a shock and awe moment as well. People start to, there's this thing called the Oz factor where one's ability to even process what they're looking at, much less compose what they're going to be doing while they're witnessing this. They're basically just kind of in what you would call a state of suspended reaction.
Wow.
Well, it's been my pleasure to share your story, and if you could film yourself on your phone, and if you got like a 4K, any phones out there shooting 4K, and if you could just film yourself in a cool setting, or have somebody film you, tell us this story again. We would love to share your story to the world in a way that has not been done, and maybe even kind of get a visual aspect of this through some kind of illustration of how you experience it.
I'm an artist, so I can definitely draw something up. That's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Send me that video. Keep in touch. You got my email. It's in the description, and I sure would like to hear from you. And just give me a heads up. The airplane, disappearing behind this thing, and this behind this thing that could have been cloaked in the sky. I'd love to hear from you, and I appreciate the call in, man.
Yes, sir. You have a great night.
I will, and you do the same. And everybody from around the world, you be safe this weekend, and make sure you join us this Friday. Again, the new time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be broadcasting again live Third Phase of Moon Friday radio shows, and stay tuned for daily updates in regards to new UFO videos that are coming in from around the world. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. We'll see you again next time.
white.